Splatoon 3's DLC has been in the works for quite a while now, and the other day, Nintendo released the long-awaited second trailer for the DLC. And oh my god, there is so much stuff going on, but so much of it is so vague, it's hard to make coherent theories. We're introduced to new characters, enemies, gameplay, and a lot of interesting hints to what Side Order's story is going to be about. And I have a theory about what might be going on. Okay, before I get into my theory, it's probably a good idea to cover what's going on in the trailer first. I'm not going to do a frame-by-frame analysis since I'm not Raskas or Prochara, and 30 other people have probably already done that, but I'll try to go a little bit in depth. The trailer begins with a view of Agent 8, next to a drone that people have nicknamed the Pearl Drone, due to it sharing Pearl's crown and the fact that Pearl uses it to interact with our protagonist. Both of them are in the middle of the version of Lacklustre Square from the first Side Order trailer. It cuts to multiple shots of the levels in Side Order. A shot of Agent 8 holding onto the Pearl Drone while it flies over a gap with what it looks like memcakes and boxes in the background. Next we see a translucent orb connected to a pedestal. Inside is another orb, as well as what looks to be shrapnel surrounding it. On the two walls on either side of the orb are two black glitches, similar to those found in Alterna in Splatoon 3's campaign. Suddenly, what I think is corruption appears around the orb, and what seems to be Side Order's main enemies spawn out of it. The ceiling looks like a dull-coloured version of sanitized ink. Next we see 8 right in front of a glowing wall of text. A pair of jewelries materialise into her hands. Then we get a short close-up of the enemies again. They look relatively strange and different to anything else we've seen in Splatoon. For every campaign we've just had the basic Octarians, but I think these guys look pretty cool. To me they look a bit like deep sea fish that have translucent exoskeletons and you can see their bones and eyes, but so far there's nothing really to them that adds to the story. Next up we get a clip of Agent 8 hanging from the Pearl Drone, then dismounting and shooting some of the enemies. The next few seconds show us a close-up of the Pearl Drone, some more of Lacklustre Square, and this weird clip of a rectangle exploding into a bunch of pieces. There's also a clip of some meat grinders, but I really don't have much of a clue of what these mean though. Then we get the big reveal. Deadfish, a character that originally appears as an artist, who makes the music heard in the Deep Sea Metro and Octo expansion. Deadfish is revealed as an actual 3D character. She introduces herself as Oct, which people have pointed out means 8 in German. Then it's revealed that Oct and Marina go way back. When introducing herself, she says that she's just a bystander that got sucked in. This line is important for my theory later. Then the DLC's main gameplay hook is revealed, the palette system. The palette system allows players to customize their playstyles. It seems pretty cool to me, and some people are saying that the DLC might be a roguelike, which would be really cool, but so far it doesn't seem like it's going to affect the story very much, so I won't be talking about it. After the short showcase of the palette system, we get many fast clips and shots. First off we have footage of the combat against the new enemies, then a triple ink strike being used as 8 run towards the camera. Notably she is wearing a visor over her eye, with an antenna sticking out from it. 2 more clips of the combat follow this. The second clip of the combat shows 8 shooting ink at a giant orb, slowly covering it in ink. Then there's another shot of gameplay, and then a clip of enemies spawning while 8 walks towards the camera again. In this frame, we see the black glitches seen in Alterna again. Next, a shot of 8 and the Pearl Drone in front of a giant wall of glitches. Then there's a shot of 8 twirling a jewelry, and a frame of 8 hanging from the Pearl Drone, with black ink on her face. Then, for barely a second, we get one of the most intriguing shots in the whole trailer. It's 8 walking through a space with LED text surrounding her. This looks like code to me, and the shot looks as if 8 is walking through a computer. Out from it, with what looks like red sensors on them. The only hint of normality we can see is the icon for the torpedo sub-weapon. This may be a boss, but I have a theory as to what this may be. The trailer ends with a screen that says Side Order, with the corruption scene when enemies spawn in from the orb. At the same time we hear a screeching, whilst the screen and audio glitches and the trailer ends. This is the part of the video where it gets a little less ordery, no pun intended, and more just me talking about my unorganized theory. First off, there's who the villain might be. I personally think that's either Commander Tartar or someone entirely new. I've seen Marina being theorized about being the villain, but I don't think that's the case. My main theory is that Marina has created some futuristic simulation with the people who voted Order in the Final Fest to live in, or some other purpose to serve Marina. Marina also said, "It's funny, since we're all living in a simulation and free will is a lie," during dialogue around the chicken or egg Splatfest in Splatoon 2. The theory of a simulation would explain all the code, glitch effects, and other computery things that are happening. Deadfish's statement, "I'm just a bystander that got sucked in," could mean that Deadfish was sucked into the simulation. The large machine we see at the end of the trailer would be the simulation's computer or server. If the DLC's main story is happening in the simulation, then 8 and the Pearl Drone will have to break out of it to get to the computer and turn it off, or free it, but I'll get to that later. The computer at the end of the trailer is in a much darker and grittier area compared to where the rest of the trailer took place. Every other place has been sleek and orderly and follows a white and silver palette, with even the ink colors being pastel or just black. The fact that this area looks so different to the rest of the trailer, looking similar to the Deep Sea Metro, leads me to believe that is in the real world, if the simulation theory is correct. My theory is that the simulation has been infected by some kind of virus by an outside force, and it somehow kidnapped or turned Marina onto their side, maybe similar to what happened to Callie, or something different. This would explain the corruption we see throughout the trailer, like glitches, the invasive looking enemies, and the streaks of corruption around the side order text at the end of the trailer. This villain could very possibly be Commander Tartar, due to him being a literal artificial intelligence and having reason to hate Marina, due to her helping destroy his plan at the end of Octo Expansion. And while yes, Tartar presumably died at the end of Octo Expansion inside of the Nile statue, Tartar is a super intelligent AI that had 10,000 years to expand its knowledge. It's very likely that it would make a backup in contingency if its plans were foiled. Tartar also was blending up Inklings, Octolings, and the like to make what it deemed as a perfect life form. It used blenders to do this, and in the trailer we've seen many meat grinders. This is however where my theory starts to fall apart. If Tartar is in control, why are the meat grinders in the simulation? Why are they in a digital world where he cannot physically continue production of a perfect life form? Nintendo is holding its cards very close to its chest, and all of the hints and tidbits of lore dropped from the trailers are vague, and theories that are crafted will still have major holes in them. I'm by no means a lore scholar or great theory crafter, but I hope that my theory has been cool to listen to, and that my semi-analysis was useful. I'm happy to hear about anyone else's theories in the comments. Alrighty, that's it from me, have a great day, and thank you for watching.